Hi guys, this is where portrait mode makes sense. I am at Cumbies right now. I am having a Diet Coke. That's it, nothing else. And I wanted to kind of touch base for the new people that probably haven't seen the show. So this morning we covered a lot of things, and one of them was the vertical versus horizontal, which I'm not going to rehash that one. You can watch the morning show to see that. I did download some movies for Tuesday, but now when I get home, I got to, 1, make sure all the sound levels are normalized. 2, make sure all the videos have closed captions files. 3, make sure that they're ready to play. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to make sure all the videos are there and to get them ready for Tuesday. Now, I haven't decided which videos I'm going to play first. Obviously, the other one, the Rain Man, is certainly on the list. I also have a few other movies as well, including one called Kimu. As soon as the caption is downloaded, and as soon as the file is downloaded, because, well, I tried to get it from several sources, and it is very hard to get Kimu for some reason. I did find it, finally, a working torrent. So, we're going to have the movie Kimu or Kemu or whatever it's called. So, that's coming up. Tonight, I don't know what we're going to do. I have not figured that out yet. But I do know what we're not going to do. We're not necessarily what we're going to cover in the morning show. For one thing, I think we have covered enough on that. Maybe, if I could find some documentaries explaining Asperger's autistic spectrum, maybe that might be an option. But we'll have to see where we stand with that. And also, let's talk about the last night's gaming stream, because that's a little more exciting. Last night's gaming stream went, for the most part, very well. We had the gaming. That part is kind of, it's the same as everything else. It's, you have your audience at the gaming stream. They love it. But it was the non-gaming part of the stream that was awesome, because after we started the gaming, we started to talk about various topics as an after show. And then I decided I wanted to go over to Kick because I wanted to play some music, because I wanted to share some things with Brian PC. And so I went over there and Kick and played some music, and I sang some music, and that was nice. I think that was a great thing, and I'm very happy that everybody enjoyed that. Now, most people did. I don't know, there is no likes or dislikes on Kick, so I can't tell you how many actually liked it, other than to tell you that on the YouTube side of things, which sadly enough doesn't include the part where we went to Kick, there was a lot of views on it for a gaming stream. A lot of views. And that's why we're in portrait mode, is like I said, is because this is where it makes sense. You don't really want to use portrait mode for everything, but when you're focusing on yourself and you're trying to feature yourself in a video, that's when it makes sense, because people can see you. And that's what they call negative space. Negative space is, in composition, is, well, like First of all, subject. What is the subject? If, for example, your subject is like an item, i.e. soda bottle, right? It's long, tall, cylindrical, and it probably makes sense. If you're posing for a drink company and you're showing something in the magazine, showing your Diet Coke logo, which we probably have placing here, and then you're, trying to say, hey, this is the good stuff, people are going to want to focus on that. In that case, the portrait makes sense. That's all I'm going to say. It has to do what we learn in photography about composition. Composition is key. Okay? So, and yes, there's another person at my normal table, so. It's overcast right now. It's 18 degrees Celsius.
Technology changed all that. We didn't have it. Remember the paper?
I shall refrain from belching.
Nobody ever got it.
Or if I do, I'll try to mute it so it's soft. But that is what it comes down to. So, are there a lot of YouTubers on YouTube that have the autistic spectrum or Asperger's? I don't know. Maybe. That's a great question. I really wish I knew. I do know a lot of people on YouTube have their own special interests, and they focus them on the show. But when you are a person that has many faceted interests, which one are you supposed to focus on? Like Grizz said to me, he said, Michelle, you lack the news voice. You don't have the type of voice that is ideal for covering news stories. It's just not your thing. No, it's not. But originally, I thought that's what people wanted. Okay? So, but honestly, I can't deal with the news. I really can't deal with the craziness. It just is out of control. Am I a comedian? Yeah, a little bit. I enjoy talking about technology and sciences? Yes. Would I want to play a violin? Yes. Would I like to get my hands on a nice pipe organ? You bet I would. Do you enjoy putting your fingers on the piano? Yep. Would you ever want to pick up an accordion? It's kind of hard to play, but probably. Would you enjoy playing a clarinet? I don't think I have the reed control to do that. But the thing is I have a lot of interests, and sometimes trying to find a way to find the best one for a YouTube audience is a challenge. Because let's be honest, everybody in YouTube has different desires. Everybody. And now I have to figure out how to upload this video. So let's not make it too long. And the most important thing I want you to know is I do appreciate when you watch the morning show. I do appreciate when you watch the morning show as much of it as you can. I do appreciate when you share these videos with your friends, your family. I don't know your friends and family. How am I supposed to share them with your friends and family? So you do. You have people that you know that you think may benefit from them. Maybe you have other friends that have Asperger's. Maybe you have friends on the autistic spectrum. Maybe for you, whoever you are, you might be looking for questions about how do people with adults with Asperger's who are legally blind, have hearing loss, deal with this, things around them. We didn't talk much about the hearing loss, but we'll talk about that real quick. remember too, because I do have hearing loss, when it comes to large crowds, the Asperger's has a habit of actually overwhelming. And struggling to hear people in a large crowd, or when I'm super excited, is almost impossible.
I hate that.
What's the causation of this? Well, according to some research, and this is not conclusive, because this doesn't apply to everybody with Asperger's, it does apply to some. Some develop what they call auditory processing disorder, APD. Now, in short, I now just got that, but I also may have congenital hearing loss too. You get, your brain cannot properly process the interrupts. So your nerves are sending signals to your brain of speed, sounds, things like that. And all of a sudden, like in a large room with a lot of people talking, your brain just shorts out. It just, it's like somebody pulled a plug on it. Now you start getting into catatonia. You're not understanding nothing. You're lost. You're confused. Despite your best efforts, that's scary as enough. But when you have a person with legally blind, registered blind on top of this, then your whole world is, you can't use your eyesight to compensate for your hearing, and you can't use your hearing to compensate for your eyesight. So how do you handle it? I don't know. If you can, sure, you can get, new eyeglasses, which certainly I do need to get my eyeglass prescription updated. I'm sure of that. And you can get hearing aids. I mean, the ears are kind of working, but it doesn't deal with the auditory central processing disorder, APD, or ACPD. If you have that, it doesn't matter how loud your hearing aids are. Your brain has got a problem with its processing, which is not going to be fixable unless you can get new firmware. But everybody's brain has its own unique firmware, and there's no way to download new firmware into the brain to flash it. Now, because you can't download new firmware, you've got to learn to reprogram your mind to be able to hear better. But in the case of my eyesight, your eyes are messed up. You have damage to your, a lot of people who are legally blind and have Asperger's also have lateral nystagmus. Your brain processes your vision in a way that's very, very limiting, and because of that, my brain, my eyeballs need to have the lateral nystagmus to complete the picture. Kind of like the electron gun scanning on an OCRT television. First it does all the odd lines, and then it does all the even lines, right? And of course, human eyeballs don't scan to the same level, but the idea is the same, okay? So you gotta deal with that on top of everything else. And the fact is, people with Asperger's are not necessarily the greatest in social environments. And because of that, a lot of us tend to withdraw and they stay to themselves. And that also affects us as well. Well, anyway, guys, tonight the show is at 7 o'clock, U.S. Eastern Time. I do not even know what I'm going to cook. I have no idea what I'm going to eat. I've not figured that out. I do not want a pizza. I do not want to cook anything fancy. Maybe I'll make some rice and carrots and broccoli. That sounds like a pretty good deal. Make some rice in my rice cooker and mix it with some carrots and broccoli. But I tend to do that after the show's over, not before, because depending when I get home, I may choose to do other things before the show. But even so, that's what I want you guys to know and say thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later tonight. Bye-bye.